Hello everyone, this is my Fire King Tri-Brigade deck list after the new band list that just came out. Let's just get straight into it. I like to run 3 Olcanics. This is pretty standard because they are obviously a very good starter. This gets you into the entire combo I will show later in the video, but this is a really good bait for Ash, but it's also really good just to start your entire combo. Really unpopular opinion, but I like to run just 2 Pawnics and then the one of Fire King High Avatar Garunix. The reason I only run 2 Pawnics because it's kind of unnecessary to run 3. I mean, sure, it's another body to go into for Link monsters, but at the same time, it's just a lot, and you have a lot. Every single time I run 3, typically I'll pull 2 in one hand, and then my next draw will be another Pawnic, so I'll have 3 in the hand. It's just really bad. So that's why I only like to run 2. Also, it's another good starter, but unnecessary to run 3. I like to run the 3 Kieran. These are really good for, discards. It does have an effect when it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard. You can special summon 1 Fire King monster from your hand or graveyard, except this card, and then you can destroy 1 card on the field. That's really good. If you destroy your own monster, you can get more bodies out, more bodies for links. It's just overall pretty decent card. I only like to run the 2 Sacred Fire King Garunix, and then I run 1 Arvada. The reason I only run 1 Arvada is because I just think it's... If they were to banish this, sure, I wouldn't have another Arvada to pull out, but typically, once Arvada hits the field, you can chain their banish with this card itself, and then hit Promethean as another target, which I will show later in the full combo. And then I like to run the Barong. Barong's just very standard that everyone likes to run. I'll show it in all the combos later, but Barong's pretty necessary. These are really good. I always go into Sacred Fire King Garunix. I think the combo with this is a lot healthier and a lot more efficient when you go with this. Next part, I will be going in and showing you the Tri-Brigade part of this deck list. Okay, here we go. This is the Tri-Brigade part of the deck list. I like to run just 2 Fractal. Fractal is the basically overall starting of the combo. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. I'll show all the combos later. You send this to the graveyard, and then you send Kit, then you send Nerval. This is the starter. This is the starting card. And then I like to run just 2 Kit. Kit's pretty standard. I mean, I feel like if you run 3, it's really unnecessary, because if you draw it, sure, you can discard it from the hand, but I mean, it's not the greatest. If you pull it in your hand, you want this in your deck because this sends from the deck or graveyard. I think it also says hand too, but I'm not sure. I think it's unnecessary running 3 Kit. I like to just run 1 Nerval. Here's where it gets pretty tricky. A lot of people like to run either 2 or 3 Nerval, because if that gets negated, then you do not pull the card. You do not add the card you need, which is Curious. Run 2 Curious. You do not pull the card you need or add the card to your hand that you need in order to do the banish to get the Link monster out. This card gets you Curious. Curious banishes the 3 monsters that are in the graveyard. It gets you Rugal. It gets you some other monsters, but this is a very necessary card. But 90% of the time, I only run this engine when I absolutely have to. If I have all the Fire King cards that I need in my hand, I will go with Fire King, but mainly I do go for that. Typically, I'll have my full combo set up, and then I'll do the Tri-Brigade combo after, but that's just what I like to do. And the next part, I will be going into the spells. So, I like to run the 3 islands, or the 3 sanctuaries, sorry. It's just a really good, it's another engine card, it's another starter. You get island, or you get sanctuary, it adds you island, and then when it adds you island, you can special summon 1 fire monster, 1 fire winged beast monster from your hand, or you can pop 1 fire monster in your hand, then add 1 Fire King monster. And then I only like to run 2 of the islands just because, I mean, if one gets popped, you have another one. This is really unnecessary. No one ever pops the islands. I don't know why. But these are just, they are something else, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. I do like to run 2 of the Firestorms over Atlantis. This card is absolutely amazing. It says here you can destroy 1 fire monster in your hand, then you can draw 1 card. Only if your opponent controls a monster. That's only if your opponent controls a monster. I've tried it so many times, but they never control a monster. I just don't read the card. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 level 7 or 8 water or fire monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. So, I'll show you another combo with this card by itself later, but this is a very, 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 very good card. If you do not have the Ponix in your hand, or if you don't draw an Olkinix, but if you have like a Kieran or Grunix in your hand and you have this, you're gonna want to use it, because later on in the game, it will do some damage. Then I'd like to run 1 Fire King Skyburn. It's just a filler, basically, but it's pretty useful. It targets an equal number of Fire King monsters you control and cards your opponent controls, and they'd be destroyed, and you can banish this and just your monsters get to stay. So it's basically just, this card destroys your opponent's monsters. You pay this as cost to keep your monsters on the field. And then, of course, Fire Formation Tenki to get that Ponix or that Olkinix. Pretty standard. So these are the traps. And next I will be getting into the hand traps. Straight into it. Obviously, 3 Ash. Well, why wouldn't you run 3 Ash? I don't know. In the Ryugi deck that will be coming up soon once I finish it, I do not run a lot of these. I typically would only run 1 or 3. So that's just something I will get into later. Then obviously we have the 3 Imperm. This is very basic. Imperm, you know, it's a free negate. Don't really know why I'm trying to explain it to you, but we all know what Imperm does. If you don't, read the card. Yeah, then I run 1 Called By and then 2 of the Crossouts. I really should be running 3, but I'm trying to limit this to a 41 card deck. And then I also run Nibiru, D-Shifter, and then the Tri-Brigade Revolt. This I will show you later. It is absolutely insane what this card does. D-Shifter, you don't ever use it for this deck. You really don't. The only time you will ever use it is for Crossout Designator. That is the only purpose. Or if you're in a really sticky situation and you already have a Promethean on the field, not a Promethean on the field, or if you already have something on the field and you chain with D-Shifter, you know, it goes through and you're floating through the game with this. Now I will be getting into the extra deck. Mine's kind of unorganized, as you can see. I like to run the 2 Promethean Princesses. This is really, really, really underestimated, because a lot of the time, as soon as they see you're running Fire King and as soon as they see this Promethean hit the field, they're going to banish that thing really fast, especially with the new Ryzeo or the new Malice, or if they're running Kashtira, they're going to banish this off the dome. So that's why I like running 2. And then getting into part of the Tri-Brigade engine, I like to run the Brerbrum, Rugal, and then Verjit. I do not run the Link 5 monster, just because I don't know why I would. I don't really have the materials to pull that out. If you do want to add more Tri-Brigade Revolts or other Tri-Brigade spells into the deck, please do so. And then just, you know, hit me up, send me an email or something showing me that combo, because if you can pull it off with this deck, I'd love to test it out. Then I run SP Little Knight, Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf, IP Masquerena, Salamangreat Almirage. These are just basic standards. I do not run Hida, the Fire Charmer. I really should. I should probably put it in the extra deck, but I do not. I also should be running the Doolittle Chimera. I am still yet to purchase that card. It's just, it's a work in progress. I'm trying to still figure out the whole mechanics of this deck, but this deck overall has been doing really good. I've been going 3-1 in tournaments, and then I've been winning a lot of tournaments with this deck, so I'd definitely try it out. Then I also run the Ambluel, the Raging Phoenix, and the World Sea Dragon Zealantis. The reason I run World Sea Dragon Zealantis is pretty self-explanatory, but this is just very standard. Raging Phoenix, we all know what that does. Ambler Whale, that gets popped. Promethean comes out. Promethean summons another one. Link 4 into Raging Phoenix. Raging Phoenix and a World Sea Dragon Zealantis. That's engraved. That's engraved. That's engraved. That's banished. This gets banished. Pop one of their monsters. That resummons. And then this, I don't think a lot of people have seen for a while. Well, you guys have seen this. I love to run one of these, just one, and you are going to 100% hear me out, where you do not want to run two. I wish I could, but you do not, because it is just very bad. You do, however, want to run another level 8 or an XYZ 8 monster. The reason why is because you are going to be running Utopic Future and Utopic Draco Future. These two cards are typically, if you get into the turn 2 or turn 3, or if you're in late game, if you're towards the end and you're running out of time, you pull these out, you lay over into this guy will save your butt. I'm not joking. So that's why I like to side deck another XYZ 8 monster to get into these bad boys. But I just keep them in the extra deck just to make it look like I have something big and bad. Next, I'll be showing combos. Now I'll be showing you the combo with Fire King, Courtier, Ulcanix, and just an Ash Blossom. This is all you need to start the combo. So, starting off, you are going to want to normal summon your Fire King, Ulcanix, popping the Ash, sending that to the graveyard. That allows you to search and add Ponix. Ponix, its effect, sees that Ash Blossom was destroyed, so it summons itself. Using Ponix's effect, you're going to get the Sanctuary. You're going to play the Sanctuary to then get you the Island. You're going to use Island effect, popping this Ponix, which gets you your Garunix. Garunix summons itself, seeing Ponix was destroyed. Then its effect to pop Kieran. Kieran, you're going to activate Kieran to then resummon out your Ponix in defense position. From here, you're going to go into your extra deck. You're going to search for, you can go for either SP. I wouldn't go into the Ferrogeek because there's no point in that. IP, typically you would want to go into Sunlight Wolf. But for this combo, I'm just going to go straight into the Promethean Princess. Using these, Link 3, this goes. Promethean Princess. You scoop this up, Promethean. You're going to activate Promethean effect, pulling you back out either Ulcanix, Garunix, or Ponix. It doesn't really matter which one. I typically like to just go Ponix. Doesn't matter because they're going back, right back into the graveyard, which allows you to get out your Ambler Whale. I'm sure there's other ways to do the combo. I've seen it so people are able to get out a Arvada on the field as well. This is just how I like to play it. This is very standard. If you don't know what Ambler Whale does, you can take a pause to read it now. Sorry, it got blurry. But this is a very standard combo. Next, I'll be showing you the Tri-Brigade combo. Here is the Tri-Brigade combo that everyone knows and loves. This is very standard. It's kind of hard, but at the same time, once you start playing it a lot, you'll get the hang of it. So, starting off, you're going to want to go Fractal, send it to the graveyard. Let's just pretend this is the graveyard right here. And using Fractal's effect, you're going to have to send Kit. Kit will get to send you the Curious or the Nerval, and then Nerval will get you to add Curious to your hand. Now you have 3 Tri-Brigade monsters in your deck or in your graveyard. Just for this purpose, I forgot to add the other 2 monsters. Let's just pretend we have 2 more cards in your hand. Well, of course you are going to. Maybe you don't want to discard them, but in a second I'll show you why you will have to. So then you're going to have to discard Arvada to special summon out Curious. You're going to go Curious effect, banishing one of these four, or two of the four. I typically like to go Kit and Fractal, because I like to, if there's a way to shuffle Nerval back in the deck, I'm going to want him later. So we're going to banish these two, which gets you out Bearbrum. This card's effect, you can discard 2 cards and target one of your banished level 4 or lower beast warrior, or winged beast monster, special summon it. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Tri-Brigade spell trap from your deck to hand, then place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of your deck. So, boom. That's in play now. You're going to want to, let's get one more here. You're going to want to discard the 2 as cost, right? So let's just say these 2 are the discards. And then it tells you to special summon one of the level 4 lowers. Probably go into Fractal in case you have another XYZ 4. And then once that goes, you're going to want to link these 2 off into Rugal. Bearbrum goes off, adding you your Tri-Brigade Revolt. You're going to want to set that on the field. Then it says here, during your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can special summon 1 level 4 lower beast being warrior from your hand or graveyard, but negate its effects. Also, return it during the end phase. So, now you have Fractal on the field. You're going to send these 2 to get you your big boy, or your Ominous Omen. This card, me personally, I really like it. So if this card is special summoned, or if another beast warrior, or winged beast monster is special summoned to your field, you can banish 1 card on the field. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 beast warrior, or winged beast monster from your deck to hand, whose level is less than or equal to the number of your banished beast warrior, or winged beast monsters. You can only use each effect once per turn. That right there is really, 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 really good. I mean, it's obviously a once per turn effect for all of them, but that goes out, and then during your opponent's main phase, or whenever, Tri-Brigade Revolt. Special summon a number of your beast or beast monsters that are banished or in your graveyard, but negate their effects, and then immediately after this effect resolves, link summon 1 Tri-Brigade link monster using only those monsters. That is really, really good. So it's always good to have a spare one in here, like Ferjit. That's why I didn't go straight into that. I mean, there's other ways you can play this combo. I just like going into Bearbrum because it gets you that revolt. This also does allow you to special summon a level 4 or lower from your hand. So this is the Tri-Brigade, and then you also have the discard pile, which is still right here. You still have that 1 card in hand that could start you with a Fire King combo.